So just to have a quick recap, we've had a thought about how we think, and we've had a conversation about how much we really can affect our mood by our thinking. And it's not letting our thinking run away like a steam train. It's having the first thought and pulling those brakes on and giving our brain a minute just to take a beat and see what comes up next. We've had a thought about the beach ball and how hard work it is really pushing down that pressure all the time, and how good it would be if we just could let go of that pressure. We've had a think about our blue skies and our storms, and how on a bad day we say we are the storm, but there's always blue sky above that, and it's acknowledging that those blue skies will return, and they might not be there just for now, but they will return. And we've had a discussion about fact and thought, and all I would like to say is that sometimes we say it's our opinion, but opinion can still come down to, is it a fact or a thought? So we get a lot about opinions, whether they're our opinions, whether they're opinions of others that are showing up the way we discuss things. So a fact is the sky is blue, the grass is green, I have a pet, my eyes are brown, I'm 5'5" tall. Those are facts. Everything else, even though it may have different top line headings, still comes down to being a fact or a thought. So, and they come back to thoughts. So you could say, well, my opinion on this is, but that's thoughts that are driving that story. So that was just a quick recap. And now what we're going to do is just a couple of exercises that you can use with nobody else knowing, just to put the brakes on the thinking, and just to give your busy brain a break. Because what we all are nowadays is masters at multitasking. And that's really to be recommended in young people, at how many things they can do all at once. But sometimes what we need is just a little bit of focus. And attention is the doorway to focus. And sometimes we need to focus more on some good stuff, because saying good things to ourselves doesn't come easily when we're in the habit of listening to the loud bad stuff. And just like you learned to walk, and just like you learned to use cutlery or ride a bike, we need to get into the habit of practicing how to turn up the volume on our good thoughts. So what I want you to do now is just to relax. I know that that's not easy, because it's something that you need to practice. But what I can say is it's something that you are able to do. So we're just going to take a minute, and we're just going to think of our breathing. Because what breathing does when we do it slowly is just sends a signal to our body to tell our body not to worry, not to panic, and just to let go of some worries. I'd like you now just to sit comfortably in your chair. I kind of like to put my hands on the arms of my chair, but it's okay if you want to just even put your hands in your lap, that's fine. Okay, so just get yourself to feel comfortable. Nobody's looking at you. Everybody's going to do this together, but it's something that you can do yourself. You can do in your room. You can do as you're travelling on the bus. You can learn this, and you can do it anywhere. And it's a skill that you'll probably still use when you're 20 or 30, or when you're teaching your kids how to do this. So it's just about closing your eyes just now. I just want you to close your eyes and just sit for a minute. And I want you to feel the breath as it travels in your nose. That's it. And that breath travels in through the tip of your nose. And just feel that you might even find your breath is slowing down. And that's okay. And I want you to breathe in for 4 and out for 6. So breathing in, 2, 3, 4, and out for 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's it. And even if you're embarrassed and you're sitting down with your eyes open, I just want you to still continue to count in for 4 and out for 6. Because this is an exercise that nobody will know that you're doing, except you. And you're sitting in your chair and your hands are relaxed on your lap. You can hear my voice. As you continue to feel the breath at the tip of your nose, you become aware of your own heartbeat. And you can feel that breath. That's it, you're doing really well. And you may become aware of noises in class, noises outside the classroom in the corridor. And that's okay too. Now just turn your attention inwards. And you'll feel yourself as you sit on your chair. You'll feel your feet on the floor. You feel your heartbeat, just thinking of our breath. It doesn't matter if you twitch, it doesn't matter if you cough, it doesn't matter if you need to scratch your nose. It's all okay. Sometimes we just fidget. And it's okay to move and get comfortable. Because moving and getting comfortable doesn't mean to say that we're no longer bringing our attention to focus. And with your eyes closed, I just want you to imagine a beach. And even if you can't quite see that beach, that's okay. Because you know what a beach looks like. Sometimes it's okay just to know. So whether you can visualise it and see it like a picture in front of you, or whether you're remembering from a past memory, or whether you just know or are just pretending, I want you to see that beach. Good. You can see this beach. It stretches for miles. And as you look on the beach, you'll see families, and they're all packing up at the end of the day. They're packing up all their belongings and getting ready to head back to wherever they came. You can see the sand castles that they've worked hard to build all day. And you can smell the crisp, salty air while you're at the waterside. And you can feel the breeze on your face. And you can feel the heat from the sun. You might even be able to hear a distant seagull. And there may still be some laughter on the beach from a day of fun. And you can just see or imagine or pretend all the kids that have ran backwards and forwards on the beach as they've been filling the moats that go round their sand castles. And you're walking along the water's edge. And you notice that it's getting late in the day and the sun's starting to set. You can still feel that heat. And you can still feel that gentle breeze. You can feel the cold water. as it brushes against your ankles. And it's probably even getting the bottom of your trousers wet, but that's okay. And you can feel it as the tide is flowing up the beach and then receding, flowing up the beach and then going back and returning again. And you continue to walk. And I want you to think about the friends that you've got with you. See their faces. Whether it's family, whether it's friends at school, whether it's friends from further afield, cousins, pets. I want you to see who's walking along the beach with you. Because just like they're your best friend, I just want you to know that you can be your best friend too. And you become amazed at how easily the beach resets, ready for tomorrow. As the sea rushes in, flattening all those sand castles, and the beach returns, pristine and crisp, and almost erased of all the activity from the day. And you wonder at how easily it is that it is all reset. And that's it. You can see it now. It's all reset, all pristine, all ready for the visitors who come tomorrow. And I want you to just imagine for now that you're reaching into your pockets, and your pockets are filled with sand, and you don't know how it got there, but it doesn't matter. No point in even thinking about it. I want you to take a handful of that sand, and I want you to look at that sand. And as you look at that sand, you remember that somebody's told you a story that every grain of sand is totally unique, just like the stars in the sky. And there's millions and millions of grains of sand. Just like there's millions of people who live on this earth. And each of us are unique and individual and wonderful. And I want you to think about that as you look at the sand in your hand. You're as unique and wonderful as that grain of sand. You're already perfect. It's just sometimes we forget to feel that. And I want you to now just imagine, only imagine as quickly as you're able to let that sand go from your hand. Just feel what it's like to let that sand trickle through your fingers. And let it go. That's it. I want you to dig deeply back into your pocket. I want you to pull out another handful of sand. I want you just to let it go. Returning back to the beach. Returning back to get reset for tomorrow. And as that sand trickles through your fingers, let go of any negative images, feelings, thoughts or emotions that you've been holding on to. And it's okay, you can take the sand out from both pockets and let it go. Any unkind things that people have said, let it go. That's it. Let any labels go now. Things that people have said to you that you know is not true. Let's let them go. And continue just to take the sand out your pockets and let it go. Letting go of any hurt, any sadness. And let it return to the beach. And the words that perhaps a bully has said to you, let them go. Because it's not nice being bullied, we know that. And they may bully you for 10 minutes, quarter of an hour in a day, perhaps longer. But that bully moves into your mind. That bully still continues to make you feel bad about yourself. even when you're not in that situation. So let that go. That's it. That's it. Returning to the beach. Returning, and you can see all the sand now on the beach, and the waves rush in and rush back out. And the beach is reset for tomorrow. We can just allow ourselves to feel the lightness in our jacket now, as we're no longer carrying that weight with us. That's it. And what I want you to do now is just continue to walk along the beach, just for a moment with your eyes closed, feeling the breeze. See what you can smell. What can you hear? How do you feel now that you've let go? When you look back to the footprints that you've left. And they were perhaps deeper earlier on because you were carrying so much sand in your pocket. Now they're a bit lighter. But then they too reset. And we don't know when change happens, but we know it does. Because we all dream. And we all sleep. And our brain resets. And we wake up. I just want you now to just return from the beach back to your chair and just think a minute about your breathing. Good. That's it. Good. And now we're going to count upwards. And we're going to count from 1 to 5. And when I get to 5, just open your eyes and take a minute and have a stretch. 1. You feel fantastic. 2. You remember to be your own best friend. 3. Don't let the bully live in your head. 4. You're truly unique and truly wonderful. 5. Open your eyes now and feel amazing. We'll get the teacher now just to pause the video just for a moment so you can chat about how that felt. And now we're going to move on to tapping. You can YouTube this. Tapping's really effective at breaking trains of thought and taking negative thoughts and help them become positive thoughts. So you may be feeling anxious and we can switch that to feeling calm. So we take a negative and we turn that into a positive. And again, this is something that nobody needs to know that you're doing. You can do this anywhere and it will just help you feel better. Okay, so there's some tapping points. It's the top of the head. You can just watch me or tap along. There's the top of the eye here. Side of the eye. Underneath the eye. Underneath the nose. Under the chin. Your collarbone. This is a wild one. Under your arm. Okay. So that's kind of the body ones. There's also this one here. It's your chop point. Okay. You can chop here. There's also one in the back of your hand. So it's as your, between your pinky and your ring finger, there's a little kind of chunky bit. Yeah, so this little chunky bit here. So that's called gamut 9. So you can tap that. Okay. And another good one is just actually to squeeze your thumb. So you could squeeze your thumb with your hands under the desk, no bother, nobody would see. Or you could tap your chalk point. I'm doing it now, nobody can see. That's a really good one. Okay, if you're sitting watching a video on YouTube, it's easy to tap here. Nobody needs to know you're doing it in your room. It's fine, you know. But again, perhaps even, you know, if you're traveling or whatever, and you know, and you just feel that thing that you feel, it's okay just to give your thumb a good squeeze. Yeah. So those are some of the tapping points in our body, and it's based on really ancient Chinese acupressure points and body meridians. But you don't need to know that. I mean, I don't know how a computer works, but I still can enjoy it and get the benefit. So just go with this. You can look up lots more should you want to. So quite a good common one to do is, although I feel anxious, I choose to feel calm. And that's it. And it's hard to say these things out loud. And it can make us slightly feel uncomfortable, but sometimes we're already feeling uncomfortable anyway. So we might as well feel uncomfortable doing something that's good for us. Yeah. So a routine would be, although I feel anxious, I choose to feel calm. Although I feel anxious, I choose to feel calm. Although I feel anxious, I choose to feel calm. Although I feel anxious, I choose to feel calm. Although I feel anxious, I choose to feel calm. Although I feel anxious, I choose to feel calm. Although I feel anxious, I choose to feel calm. Under we go. Although I feel anxious, I choose to feel calm. Okay, and we can do here. Although I feel anxious, I choose to feel calm. And I'm not suggesting for a minute you'll always be able to go through that routine, but you will still get some benefit if you're sitting and you just repeat to yourself in using your inner voice. Okay, you couldn't hear me there, but I was saying it. And you can do it with your inner voice along with me. Although I feel anxious, I choose to feel calm. So you can do it with any negative to any positive. Okie doke. Another one to do is, we are not very good at saying nice things to ourselves. And what I want you to do just now is just tap through these points with me. If you want to say them out loud, it's fine. You don't have to. But just repeat them inside to yourself. It's okay if it feels uncomfortable. Because over time, your body and your mind will get used to you saying these nice things to yourself. Okay? So what I want you to do is just, if you want to close your eyes and you know the points, that's totally fine. If you want to follow along with me, that's also fine. It's your choice. Okay, we're going to start. Oh, and again, it doesn't matter which order we do these, just so long as we say the three. Okay? So the three statements that we use are, I love myself, I accept myself, I respect myself. And sometimes we forget to say these things. And this makes us be our own best friend. Okay? Just taking a minute to say something nice to yourself. Because there's some days that nobody says anything nice to you, so if nobody else is going to say it, you might as well say it to yourself. And again, nobody needs to know. Okay? So that you don't even need to say that you're doing it. And that's the beauty of these techniques, okay? They don't cost any money. You don't need to have any specialist equipment. You've already got this all inbuilt within yourself. You just need to do it. You just need to apply it. Okay. So all that being said, let's give this a go together. And I'm just going to start. That's it. Okay. Okay. I love myself. I accept myself. I respect myself. top of the I love myself. I accept myself. I respect myself. Side of the I love myself. I accept myself. I respect myself. Under the I love myself. I accept myself. I respect myself. Under the nose, I love myself. I accept myself. I respect myself. Good. On the chin, I love myself. I accept myself. I respect myself. Good. Collarbones, I love myself. I accept myself. I respect myself. Under the arm, I love myself. I accept myself. I respect myself. Well done. Chopping point, I love myself. I accept myself. I respect myself. That's it. Well done. Well done. It does make you feel calm. Your body gets a different sort of sensation, a little bit kind of tingly, and that's okay too. But please remember, don't to tap too hard, okay? Because this is just a gentle exercise, and it's gentle words that we're saying as we journey to just like ourselves a little bit more. And although you don't believe it quite yet, that's okay. Because in our mental health, sometimes we're scared to stretch how we feel, but within that growth and that slightly uncomfortable feeling, that's where the benefit comes. So people will say, I can't do that, that feels silly. Well, what you're doing right now isn't really working, you know. And sometimes I like to remind people, oh, well, I'm doing this and I'm doing this and I'm doing this, and it's all negative, negative, negative. And I'll say, well, how's that working for you? And generally it's not really. And they feel uncomfortable and feel daft and feel silly, you know, with how they're feeling and how things are showing up. So we might as well feel daft and silly and uncomfortable and doing something that's going to give us a bit of growth and something that we'll have with us for the rest of our life as we start to learn to be our best friend, and we don't let that bully live in our mind anymore, or those negative thoughts. We don't want them pitching a tent in our head and living in there all the time. So these exercises are the start to that, and something that you continue to do.